Welcome to the Regenerative Way podcast. My name is Ryan Sanoski, and I'm the host and producer. And I just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for being here and for joining on this adventure as I look to go far and wide all around the world to sit down with individuals and organizations and really explore our collective relationship with the natural world and the systems that we depend upon in hopes of bringing forward impactful stories and perspectives and beliefs and habits, but also just to have fun, engaging, raw, and nuanced conversation. The inspiration for the regenerative way stems from a few pieces, but one in particular is I believe that we only tend to the garden that we can touch. We only steward and protect the things that we're in relationship with, but so few of us have an intentional relationship with many of the systems that shape our health, many of the systems that shape our, belief and inspiration for the future, many of the systems that really shape our belonging in this world. And that was particularly true for me growing up. I grew up about an hour away from Toronto, and I lacked a relationship with the surrounding ecosystems. I lacked an understanding of the complexity of the social and environmental problems, and I could feel it. There was these gaps in my life that I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I knew that there must be more. I would watch these Planet Earth documentaries with David Attenborough, wondering, how does one ever foster that, trajectory? How does one get immersed in, adventures like that? And what is an adventure like that? What are the pieces of humanity that are tied up within it? And I was fortunate enough to take a leap of faith and go to Vancouver Island, where I immersed myself in an outdoor education center called Strathcona Park Lodge, surrounded by people from all different walks of life, from all around the world, that had carved out this intentional and raw and beautiful relationship with the natural world and spoke to an understanding of place, an understanding of some of the ecosystems that they had cultivated these relationships with. They understood, their watershed and where some of the areas of concern lied, or some of the beautiful pieces that are tied up within that. They understood the personal development and transformation that comes from outdoor education and land based experience. And in all of that, it dramatically transformed my life. It shifted so many paradigms, and my life did a complete 180. I thought it was going to go one way. I ended up going in the direction of they had a program called the Canadian Outdoor Leadership Training Program, a 100-day backcountry program where I got equipped with the skills and toolkit needed to do mountaineering and sea kayaking and guide and outdoor education, and really just carve out a much more comprehensive, intentional relationship with the natural world, which I've tried to do ever since. By no means am I trying to come at this from a position of teaching. What my hope with the regenerative way is really just showing my process of discovery. As I look to sit down with researchers and conservationists and guides and, hunters and community members from all around the world, I think that there's the echoes of the past at a time when we lived in stewardship and relationship with the systems around us that still exist today if we just were to listen. And so the intention is to have raw and real and nuanced conversation, to kind of dive all into, the discomfort that comes from stepping outside of my own, norms and my own structure and safety net, as you will, to hopefully be able to capture moments in time with individuals and organizations that can speak to profound and impactful perspectives and stories, and share their excitement around the natural world so that we can all foster more regenerative practices in our own life, and then ultimately scale that up and absolutely change the world. I truly believe that. And so this is going to be a process of discovery. This is going to be a learning experience for myself. I hope you bear with me along the way as I look to learn how to do, the most pure version of this podcast in a mobile format. I look to, nail the video and the audio and all the likes. But the intention is to bring forward these moments in time with incredibly inspiring individuals and organizations that can help equip us all with tools to live a more fulfilling life. And so, with that, I sincerely hope that you enjoy the regenerative way as much as I'm going to. I'm all in, I'm diving. And yeah, I want to thank you so much for joining on this adventure. It's going to be a big one. And just as a bit of a teaser, I am going back to South Africa to sit down with some incredibly powerful individuals who can speak to conservation, can speak to outdoor education, can speak to some of the poaching crisis that's taking place and the disconnect around that, as well as doing quite a big expedition through the Yukon and into Alaska. And so I hope that you follow along on this journey as I try to capture the conversations and moments along the way. Thank you.